What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Maths Guy. Today we're going to be looking at how to multiply decimal numbers and learn a little trick to help us with it. So let's waste no time, let's go. Okay, so this might seem counterintuitive, but what we're going to remember today is that we're going to ignore the decimal for the calculation and then we're going to put it back at the end. So let's see what that means. And let's start with this reasonably easy green chili challenge. So we have 3.5 times 5.6. So what we're going to do is, just like before, we're going to set up our column multiplication. I'm going to put my titles on, ones and tens, and what I might have needed are my decimal and my tenths, and I would put 3 ones, decimal, 5 tenths. However, today what we're going to do is we're going to ignore these little decimals and treat the number as 35 times 56. So actually, when I'm putting my numbers in place, I don't need my tenths column. All I'll do is 35 times 56, just like I would with any other multiplication. Now, where do I start? Always start with my smallest value. So I have 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30, so I've got 3 tens, 0 ones. 6 times 3 is 18, plus my 3 is 21. Get rid of my 3 because I've now used that. And now move on to my tens, which is 5 times 5. But it's not a 5, is it? This is in the tens column, so I need to put my placeholder in place to show that this 5 is actually a 50. Now I can just do 5 times 5 is 25. And 5 times 3 is 15. Put my 2 back is 17. Get rid of my 2 because I've just used it. Now I'm nearly there. All I'm going to do is add up my answers. So I have 210 added to 1,750. So ones column is 0, 6, 9, and 1. So I might be tricked into thinking I have finished. This is my answer. But don't forget, I ignored these decimals at the start. So now I have to put them back. And the rule to putting them back is, how many decimal places did we just ignore? Well, this decimal and the 5 represent one place after the decimal that I ignored, and this decimal and the 6 represent another place. So I have one place here and a second place just here. So what I have to do is move my decimal, which would be just here in this answer, because 1,960 would have a decimal there and then lots of zeros, obviously. And now I'm going to move my decimal 1, 2 places, put it back for my final answer, 19.60. Let's watch that again with a slightly harder challenge, and I've got 12.4 multiplied by 2.54. Now the trick again is to ignore my decimals right from the start. 1, 2, get rid of them. And now when I rewrite it, I have 124 multiplied by 254. Put my equals line and I'm ready to begin. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 2 is 8, plus my 1 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. My next row is 5 times 4, but remember it's not a 5, it's a 50, so I need my placeholder. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10, plus my 2 there is 12. Get rid of my 2. Ooh, and don't forget, get rid of my 1 that I had earlier. And then 5 times 1 is 5, plus my 1 is 6. Then my final row is 200 times 4, so I'm going to represent that 200 with 2 placeholders this time, so that I can just do 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 1 is 2. Now when I add up my answer, I get 6 in the ones column, 9 in the tens, 14, I'll carry the 10 across, 11, and 3. So theoretically, I have an answer of 31,496.000, etc. But remember, I've ignored numbers after the decimals. So how many have I ignored? I've ignored 1 here, and then 1, 2 here. So how many total? That's right, 3. So I need to move my decimal place 1, 2, 3 decimals back, and I end up with my final answer, 31.496. And finally, let's tackle a really hard red chili challenge. But I think you know where this is going now, so this shouldn't be too hard. I'm going to ignore my decimals, and I'm going to put 329 multiplied by 2012. Put my answer line, and I'm ready to begin. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 2 is 4, plus the 1 is 5. And 2 times 3 is 6. In my next answer row, I have 1 times 9, but it's not a 1, it's a 10, so I need to put a placeholder in. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 3 is 3. And then I have a 0, and what we should know, if I multiply anything by 0, I'm just going to end up with 0, so I'm just going to put a row of zeros here. And then finally, 2,000 times 9, so 2,000 is going to represent 1, 2, 3 placeholders. And 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 2 is 4, plus my 1, 5. 2 times 3 is 6. Get rid of that 1, and I'm ready to add up my total answer. So I'd have 8 in the 1s column, 14, 9, 11, 6, and 6. So again, theoretically, I would have an answer of 661,948. But again, I've left numbers after the decimal. How many have I left? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's move my decimal from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 places to give me an answer of 66.1948. And that's as simple as it needs to be. All we've got to remember is to ignore the decimal from the calculation and then put it back at the end, decided by how many numbers after the decimal I ignored at the start. So now you have a go. Here are 3 questions for you to have a go at. Work these out in your own time. Take your time. Use a whiteboard and whiteboard pen if you have it, or just paper and pencil, and put your answers in the comment section. I'm going to mark them all. Good luck. Press pause now. And there you have it. That is how to multiply decimal numbers the easy and quickest way possible. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, think about heading over to themathshelter.com, where you're going to find loads more videos for your age group. But for now, guys, see you in another video. Peace out.